Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. So this is the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. It's one of several products that Xiaomi just announced right now. I know, everybody is probably buzzing about the Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold, and me too, man. I'm so excited for that device, but unfortunately I don't have my hands on that phone yet. But I have had my hands on the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite for about 24 hours now, so here are my impressions. So this is not a review. This is not even an in-depth hands-on because I've only had the phone for about 24 hours. But the first thing to note about the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite is it lives up to the name. This phone is damn light and petite. So it weighs only 157 grams. That's about 0.3 pounds, so not even half a pound. And it only measures 6.8 millimeter thick. So I've been using the Huawei Mate X2 and the Galaxy S21 Ultra as my daily driver over the past few weeks, along with the Vivo X50 Pro Plus and Oppo Find X3 Pro. But these two phones mostly are quite heavy, over 200 grams each, and they're both relatively thick. So after holding these two phones mostly, to go to something like the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite is like weight off my shoulders or weight off my hand, literally. Now this is a typical glass sandwich design with a Gorilla Glass covering the front panel. The back is still glass, but it is just generic glass, I guess, not like Gorilla Glass. But there's this matte coating to the back that does not attract fingerprints, and it's grippy. I really like the feel of this back. This screen is a 6.55-inch AMOLED panel. It only refreshes at 90 Hz, so it's not as like crazy zippy as the 120 Hz panel you're gonna see on the Xiaomi Mi 11 or on the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra or several other flagships. But 90 Hz on the Mi 11 Lite still looks pretty good. That's because MIUI is quite optimized. I find animations to still be fluid and aesthetically pleasing to look at. All around this is a very nice panel. It's an OLED panel, so the colors look great. Viewing angles are excellent. It's HDR10 certified and it pumps out 10-bit colors, so it's a nice panel. You also notice that this is a flat panel. Now, I'm one of the seemingly few reviewers who actually like curved screens. Part of the reason I don't like flat panels is because sometimes if they're not done well, the edges can be a little bit sharp, where the screen ends and the chassis begins, it can feel a little bit sharp. That's the case on all the iPhone 12s and also the Galaxy S20 FE. So I'm happy to report that the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite doesn't have that problem because there's still subtle curvature at the very end of the panel and at the chassis. So it fits very comfortably in the hand, kind of like the Google Pixel 5. You know how that phone has a flat screen, but it's still, when you're holding the phone, you don't feel any sharp edges? That's the case here. I still prefer curved screens if I can get it, but if it's going to be a flat panel, I'd rather it be this type of flat panel than the iPhone 12 Galaxy S20 FE type of flat panel. Let's take a look at this camera system now. So this is a triple lens setup with a 64 megapixel main sensor. So this main camera sensor isn't going to blow anyone away. It is f1.8 aperture and it has an image sensor size of 1/1.97 inch. So it's definitely not like the largest image sensor you're going to find. Still, for the most part during the day, photos still look sharp, focus is fast, you get a lot of details, dynamic range looks good. At night, you're probably gonna have to turn on night mode because the sensor by itself just cannot pull in that much light. But luckily, Xiaomi's night mode is very damn good. Now the second camera, it's an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. It's solid, it gets the job done. I haven't really tested it long enough yet to have an opinion, but it's an 8 megapixel ultra wide. I think you guys know what I think about that. The third lens here is a 5 megapixel macro lens, and then around the front in this hole punch, we have a 16 megapixel selfie camera. So this is a very similar camera array that you usually get in Xiaomi's more entry-level, lower mid-tier phones like a Poco or Redmi device. Still very capable, but just not like the most impressive hardware that you're gonna find. But the good news is, even if the camera hardware here isn't like tip-top, Xiaomi's software is arguably tip-top. Xiaomi's image processing has gotten really good lately, and the camera mode is very fun to use. It's fast, it's responsive, and I really like these extra modes. Like for example, the movie effects, the cinematic effects mode that was introduced with the Xiaomi Mi 11. It is available on this phone. And also, I love clone video, clone photo, clone video. You can just produce something really fun, really easily. So elsewhere, the phone runs on a Snapdragon 732G. This is a 7nm SoC from Qualcomm, and it has very loud stereo speakers. Sound comes out from here and up here. So despite how thin this device is, Xiaomi still managed to cram a pretty large battery inside, 4,250 mAh. This is only a 90 Hz 1080p panel, So that battery capacity is going to be large enough to power this phone through a whole day easily. So overall, the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite is a pretty good piece of hardware. Now, where the Xiaomi compromise? There's no wireless charging for one, and also the memory used is UFS 2.2 and not the new UFS 3.1 that's used in more recent Xiaomi flagships. And also the fingerprint sensor is on the side in the power button instead of underneath the screen. But to be honest, to some people that might not even be a con, that might be a good thing because it's probably a little bit easier to find by touch and it is super fast. So that's about it for this first impression of the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. I don't know the pricing of this phone yet, but knowing Xiaomi's pricing tiers, we know this is going to be really affordable. So once again, this is looking like to be a really good value proposition. This phone's probably going to be like under 400 bucks and you're going to get an all-screen design, pretty respectable chipset, decent main camera, and a really light, easy to hold build. But we know that about Xiaomi. We know they're really good at making phones that cost maybe like 300, 400 bucks, but feel like they should be 800, 900 dollars. Like, we know they can make phones that can punch way above its pay grade. What we don't know is how Xiaomi handles the foldable, the ultra premium flagship level. So that's why I think everyone's excited for the Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold, and me too. I'm definitely gonna get my hands on it one way or another. Either Xiaomi's gonna let me review, or if Xiaomi don't let me review, then I'll just go buy it from my friend Simon in Mongkok. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna get my hands on the Mi Mix Fold, probably before a lot of other reviewers in the US and Europe. So it'll be interesting, keeping up to date with all the latest gadgets. Please subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Review. So I'll be back more with the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. This is not a review, not even like a usual hands-on, just a really quick look. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.